Hello, 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 SnoozeVGC. Today I wanted to talk about a Pokemon that I think is pretty underrated and could actually help you in a couple of your matchups that you might be struggling with. Let's check it out. Roll intro. So today I wanted to look at Marowak. Ooh, but don't you mean this Marowak? No, I don't mean that Marowak. I mean the Kanto Marowak, which I honestly believe is really underrated and could actually be really beneficial to the right team and definitely has a niche. So Marowak has the exact same base stats as the Alolan form. Nothing's changed about them, just the typing. And it still has the same item effect where if it's holding a thick club, its attack is doubled. So it's kind of super busted. So I went ahead and put together a spread for a Marowak that I actually think is pretty good. It still picks up quite a few of the important KOs and it has a little bit more survivability. You can use the two options with Battle Armor or Lightning Rod, whichever one you want, or whichever one fits better. 252 HP, 116 attack, 20 defense, and 120 special defense. I didn't bother putting anything in speed because I feel like this Marowak, especially in this metagame, is going to be a lot better serving as a Trick Room check or just in Trick Room in general. I gave it Bone Meringue. I think that's going to be your go-to. It's basically a base 100 move that hits twice. You break sashes. Fire Punch, Rock Slide, Thunder Punch, Protect, Perish Song, Iron Head, Brick Break, Rock Tomb. All these moves can be used on Marowak, and I think could be really beneficial and serve a purpose depending on what you need. If you need something to help with Steel types, throw on Fire Punch. If you need something to help with flying types or water types, you can use Rock Slide or Thunder Punch, right? We get it. So these are some calcs that I put together just so you guys can kind of get a feel for what it can do. The top are the offensive calcs and the bottom is the defensive calcs. So you can go ahead and pause the video and look at those if you're really interested in what I calced it against. So first thing is possible uses of Marowak. So Marowak has an awesome defense stat, making it something that can be really useful versus physical attackers that are commonly seen. Something like Excadrill, Tyranitar, they can't really touch it like at all. Like you Dynamax it and they're not really hitting it for that much like at all, and Marowak can usually OHKO it back. Dragapult, it can take a couple hits from Dragapult. I calced it in the previous slide. Same with Cinderace, I think I calced that as well. But Cinderace is a 3-hit KO at best, even with Life Orb. And even with abilities like Lightning Rod, you can use it to support electric weaknesses. It also gets Battle Armor, so that Crit Kiss can't do anything against it. Like critical hits, you don't have to worry about a critical hit from a Togekiss when you're using Battle Armor, which is super nice. Also being super slow, Marowak's a good check to Trick Room. It's not a counter, it's a check because it's not the slowest thing in the world. It's 45 base speed. And the set I provided to you guys can live in Eruption from the Sun, from Torkoal, non-Dynamaxed, and while Dynamax can take a +2 from Rhyperior and 2-hit KO it back. It can OHKO if it's not Dynamaxed, obviously. So it can serve a couple functions on your team if you're looking for a ground type that you want to help check those things that I'm showing on the screen right now. Sometimes the ground types that we have aren't that great, and they don't really provide a lot of offensive pressure with defensive possibilities, but I believe Kantonian Marowak helps fill that role. Obviously, being a ground type, it's weak to some common things that we see in the metagame. Rillaboom can be an issue. The one I have can live a Woodhammer in grassy terrain from max attack Rillaboom while Dynamaxed, but Primarina eats it alive. Venusaur can do a lot of damage, and rain teams like Pelipper and Politoed are going to be kind of hard to beat. But the nice thing about being mono ground is that water, grass, and ice are fairly common and easy to check with the right team composition. Some good partners you can see with Marowak are some fire types to help with the grass types, also some Intimidate to give it more defensive bulk, It also, the grass types help with the water types, so you can deal with the Primarinas. Grimmsnarl is a good partner because you can set up screens for the Marowak, which will help improve its bulk even more. And then you can also lower special attack with Spirit Break. Put things to sleep, obviously. Amoonguss is just a great supporter. Primarina helps cover the fire types and the ice types. Milotic helps do the same thing, but also helps cover Intimidates. Porygon 2, great for Trick Room. Whimsicott is great for Tailwinds if you want to run a faster one, or it can run Sunny Day if you're running like a Sun team, which would help versus the water weakness. And of course, our good old big monkey man, Rillaboom, to just do its Rillaboom thing. So it's kind of a shorter video. I just wanted to cover a Pokemon that I think can be really useful to your team if you need a good ground type that can cover those options. I really think that it almost is better than Alolan Marowak right now. Like, yeah, it helps cover Rillaboom, but it's weak to so many more things that are common in the metagame, like Ghost and Rock and Ground and Dark. Like, it just has a ton of weaknesses. And outside of like Ghost and Fire coverage, I don't think it really performs really well, and I think Marowak can do a better job with less weaknesses and kind of cover the same roles. If you need Fire, you can use Fire Punch. If you need Thunder, you can run Thunder Punch. If you need Ground, you have Ground Stab, which is so strong. So I encourage you guys to try it out if you feel the need to have something like Marowak on your team. Don't rule it out. See if it'll work, and if not, then you know that it won't work for your team. It's going to be very specific to what it can do as long as it has the right support, but I know it can perform well because I've tried it myself. But that's going to be all for this video, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you on the next one.